is happening tomorrow. Noon till about 5, 6 o'clock. Grub down there, fighters hanging out. And Rashad Evans is actually hanging out with us right now live in the studio. What's up, Rashad?
What's going on, everybody?
You gonna hang for a little bit?
I'm gonna hang for a minute.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have Diego in a little later on, probably in the 8 o'clock hour, and Greg Jackson will be here too to talk about everything going on down at Jackson's. I mean, the buzz is huge right now. I think you guys are gonna have a lot of people down there tomorrow.
I know, man. I've been out of town, so I haven't been, hearing all the how everything's been building up. But I guess it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
When did you get back in town?
Just yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
So we'll talk more with Rashad here just a little
Speaking of 300, real quick.
Yes.
Did you see the interview with Chuck Liddell on that Texas talk show?
Yeah, I see that, man.
What was wrong with him, dude?
Too much NyQuil.
NyQuil?
What are you talking about?
That's the story. Too much NyQuil.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what they say. NyQuil did that to them.
Wow.
Well, what are you talking about? Back it
Chuck
up.
Liddell was on a Texas talk show called like This Morning Dallas or something like that, Good Morning Dallas.
Yeah.
And he was reviewing the movie 300, and he was off.
He was more than off,
Too much
man. I mean,
NyQuil.
he said that he wanted to fight Tommy Morrison.
Yeah, he said he wanted to fight Tommy Moore. He was slurring, and you could barely understand his words, man.
Oh,
He
man.
fell asleep during the interview.
Yeah, he was nodding out. He was like doing the nod during the interview.
That's awesome.
All right, see you again, man.
Yes, sir.
You just flew in last night, huh?
Yep.
Right on. Yeah, you were down in California. We talked to you last week about the whole Tito thing. Tito confronting you at UFC 69 and whatever.
He tried to bully me, man. He told to me, better watch what I say. Or what? We gonna fight?
I know, man. I can't wait to see you just destroy him, man. That's gonna be because I've never been a fan of Tito at all. Don't like the trash talking. Don't like. He thinks he's just better than everybody else. That's what I get from him.
The funny thing is that I can just see him trying to build up his courage to come over and say something because he kept walking by.
Oh, really?
Did he
He
really?
kept walking by, and then I, my girl noticed, like, why does he keep walking by? And then he's like, kind of looking at me, and then I looked at him, and then he like looked away, and I was like, I felt like I was playing like a game or something. So then, like in between one of the fights, then he finally decides to come over. And then he kind of like, was kind of trying to be friendly but being intimidating at the same time. And I was like, come on, man, you gotta be kidding me here. And I've seen him at many other UFC events before this, and he's always been cool, And then,
Yeah, but you guys weren't fighting before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fight. We're professional fighters, we get paid to fight.
Yeah.
There's nothing personal in it,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess he has to make every fight a personal matter. I guess that motivates him or whatever he needs to do, but...
How is Tito like in interviews when he's fighting an opponent? Is he a trash talker in the interviews?
Oh, yeah.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's a big trash talker.
Right.
Well, we interviewed Joe Rogan last week, and he was saying that, he thinks Tito probably has this checklist that he has to do to, like, get ready for a fight, And one of them is, like, start some drama with somebody, that you're fighting with. So, one of the things that I'm wondering about Tito is, I mean, a lot of people are saying, well, he's washed up, the sport's passed him by. Do you think that when he was like at his peak, that he kind of had a little formula down, but now the sports has really passed him by because he hasn't been able to adapt as quickly as these other fighters?
I definitely agree with that. I mean, when he was younger, he was definitely on top of his game. But this game it changes so fast. If you're not in there constantly improving yourself, then the game will pass you by. And I think that's what it is with him. Just not humbling himself and not being able to learn anything from anybody else, and just saying, you know what, this is how Tito Ortiz does, and just how it's going to be. After a while, people kind of catch on to it and just know what to do, and the game just goes way beyond you.
Are you preparing yourself for this fight coming up with Tito differently than you have before?
I'm doing a little bit more stuff than I normally do because. I mean, my last couple opponents, it was hard to really get motivated for them because I didn't really know who they were, So with Tito, it adds a little extra motivation to maybe go run a couple extra laps or do something a little extra. But then at the same time, you don't want to overtrain, so you kind of got to find a median in between there.
Absolutely.
I think Chuck Liddell said it best when talking about Tito, and
oh yeah,
all you have to do is hit him in the face, and
that's true, man. I mean,
you're gonna scare him.
You watch. Most of his fights, you even see Patrick Cote, which is an 85-pounder. He hits Tito, and Tito all of a sudden he clams up, and then he starts, trying to take him down. Tito doesn't like to exchange.
Yeah.
He's going to try to go out there and exchange for a little bit, but the minute he gets hit, then he's just like, oh, no.
Well, it's like his last fight with Chuck. When you were watching him fight Chuck, it was actually kind of, I don't want to say pathetic, but it was kind of sad to watch because Chuck would go out and touch him on the face, and he would just fall on his back, and and seriously, like, clam up.
Right.
You know, and I mean, what? I don't get it. You know, I mean, I think he's on the bubble right now.
Right.
You know, and I think if he doesn't come out and just absolutely kick your ass, you know, he's gone.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, he's going to come out, and you see it right before the fight. He's jumping up and down, getting himself motivated, and you just see that's just for himself. He thinks it, you know, intimidates the other guy, but it's just getting himself motivated. Then he's going to go out there, and then,
right.
you know, if he doesn't get you in that rush, then you pretty much can beat him.
Right.
You know what you should do is you should learn some Spanish and talk to him in Spanish just to embarrass him.
Oh,
You know he don't speak Spanish.
You wouldn't know what I'm saying.
What's up, man? I thought you were Tito Ortiz, man. Come on. No habla?
3-3 at Edge. Nobody call it. We got Rashad Evans hanging out. Go ahead. You're on the Buck and Deck show.
You know, I'd like to know if anything can happen where he could get Matt Hughes. You know, if he gets to drop weight or if Matt Hughes increases. You know, when I first saw Rashad, it was in that television show, and I don't think Rashad got any respect from him at all. I mean, that's just crazy, you know.
Well, Matt would have to move up 2 weight classes to
Yeah.
fight Rashad.
Yeah, I used to wrestle 174 in college, and I have no intent of going down any weight. You know, I didn't want to lose 5 pounds.
Yeah.
What do you walk around at?
Like at 220?
220?
Yeah.
How hard is it for you to cut the 15? Is it miserable?
Nah, it's easy. It's
Is
really
it?
easy. It comes right off.
That's good because Dex and I are having a fitness challenge and we're having a weight competition.
Okay.
And what I'm going to need to do is cut weight before the weigh-in. So, just to let you know. I have a lot to cut though.
Yeah, I got a lot of methods that'll help you.
All right.
Go ahead. You're on the Buck and Deck show. Turn your radio
Turn your
down,
radio
man.
down, knucklehead.
All right. Go ahead. You're on the show.
Hold it.
And go ahead. Hey, buddy. Good, man. How are you?
Go get him. Man, you're Dilbert. Chew some gum. Your breath stinks, man. Dilbert's breath.
Keith Jardine actually got me coming down here. After we were on a reality show together, he kept asking me, you know, I should come out there and train, and then, you know, I finally went out and did it, and I just had a great time when I was here, man. I just, you know, everybody here was cool. You know, the people were cool, and Greg Jackson, you know, he was a great guy, and you know, and I was like, man, these are some people who really care about me and really want to see me do well for myself. So I was just like, wow, this is where I need to be.
All right, brother.
How's your jiu-jitsu right now? As far as, I mean, because you're a college wrestler, you know, you're a very accomplished college wrestler, and a lot of people don't really understand the difference between the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. How's your jiu-jitsu these days?
It's pretty good, man. It's definitely underrated. I think one day I'm just gonna go and
You're just gonna have to roll with somebody.
I'm gonna do it in a fight, man. I'm gonna do it with a good guy who's pretty good in jiu-jitsu and just test out my jiu-jitsu skills and just show everybody. I mean, I'm pretty good. And I can hold my own, but I just, you know, sometimes when you're in a fight, there's no room for error, and you're like, you know what? If I go on the ground with this guy who's a jiu-jitsu player, I don't want to get caught. And sometimes you get caught, in just being, you know, trying to be too safe. But one day I'm gonna do it.
Just to do it, huh?
Just
to test yourself.
Yeah, just test myself.
505-338-3343 is the number to call in. Diego Sanchez and Coach Greg Jackson will be in here shortly. And we welcome your phone calls, man.
I think Julie's with him, too.
Is Julie coming down again?
I believe so.
Awesome. It's the grand opening of Jackson's MMA. It's tomorrow at noon. It kicks off. We're going to have UFC 69.5 going off starting about 12-ish.
We'll talk to Rashad about that coming up.
We'll leave a video this morning. You can go to buckanddex.com probably maybe this weekend or next week, and you can watch